Here goes nothing. My name is Eric Fortune, and I'm literally about to draw a bullseye on my forehead. Let me explain. So here we have what we refer to as a box. It's like a regular box. Great. Not too much weight to it. Definitely something sloshing in it. But as you can see, this box clearly has something wrapped around it to ensure that you can't look inside of it. And there's a reason for that. So what we have here is a standard charger. Works on a USB. Plug that into the back here. Activate. Take this and plug it in to the phone. Charging. And so you know, I'm not kidding. Charging. Not charging. Charging. Not charging. What we have here is a completely self-contained renewable source of energy. Let me say that again. This is completely self-contained and it is a renewable source of energy. This does not require the sun. This does not require the wind. This does not require an ocean. This doesn't require fuel of any kind. There's no diesel or anything. This doesn't require trillions of dollars to manufacture a makeshift sun. It doesn't require massive amounts of or giant power plants. This right here is made out of components that are readily available and easily accessible in pretty much every supply chain. This technology has the ability to power virtually anything. And it's cheap. At a time of rising gas prices, of grid instability, of people desperately trying to figure out carbon emissions, sometimes simple is the best solution. Now, before you even ask, this technology is based on concepts that we've been using since the dawn of civilization. Things that we weren't able to do in the past necessarily, though, but with the advent of 3D printing and the modernization of certain elements, cool thing about it is that a technology like this is hyper scalable. And when I mean hyper scalable, I mean we can make one roughly size of this cube and probably smaller. Imagine this is a 3D replica of an actual frame that we're designing. Imagine walking in after a long day, come in, put your phone down and walk away. Perhaps you want to go camping and you need an external power source. Or this technology can be a little bit bigger and power an entire house. Or perhaps we should scale it to have a series of these powering an entire city, or perhaps certain portions of the city in a manner that in case any one grid ever goes down, there's still enough sustainable power to turn the other grids up, eliminating blackouts. How about producing clean, renewable energy in an effective manner to ensure that the poorest and most vulnerable amongst us don't have to worry about freezing to death? I don't know about you, but being a human being in 2022, the idea of somebody freezing to death with the amount of resources and technology that we have, to me, that seems kind of unconscionable. I don't get how that's possible. I don't. But forget all that. Let's say instead we want to use this to subsidize or supplement existing parts of the grid, adding and combining solar and wind to it. Cool. Now let's say we want to apply it to charging stations, because one of the main complaints to people who have electric vehicles is that, yes, their car is now electric, but where are they getting the energy from? Are they getting it from a gas-powered plant or a coal plant? Are they just moving the carbon emission? Well, this is your cure. Or perhaps we want to go do good with this. Perhaps we want to go to a developing nation like Sierra Leone. normally a war-torn zone, where now most of the people are completely united. They're tired of fighting, and they just want an opportunity to lift themselves out of poverty. One of the major issues they have right now is sustainable fuel. Build a grid out of this, working with nonprofit organizations, government agencies, their local government, various celebrities. What if we were to take their capital and various farmlands around it, and we were to put this technology all around it? Well, there's a really simple truth that if we have infinite sources of renewable energy, we can now run infinite forms of water purification and water pumps. Now we have a large volume of clean water for agriculture and horticulture. Well, now we've created a massive amount of food, and now we've created a very strong export. Export creates taxation. Taxation leads to roads, bridges, schools, police, security, society. A technology like this could be applied to lift a developing nation out of poverty. You add a couple of little antennas to this, we can create a broadband system that can connect to a satellite network. It powers itself. It's easily to replace, it's easy to repair. And more importantly, if this thing ever completely breaks down, every component in this is recyclable. You won't have fields of it, like what do we do with all these materials? No, this is as simple as it gets. To be clear, again, this technology can go anywhere. And when I mean anywhere, we can modify this to go to the bottom of the ocean. We can bury it under the ground. We can put it in the desert. We can put it in the Arctic. We can put it at the top of the largest point on Earth. We can put this under a building. We can put it in a building. We can put it on top of a building. We don't have to create massive vortexes of area where life won't go to power. We don't have to worry about relying on substances that destroy large portions of the ecosystem. This we can put anywhere. Let's say we would apply this to India, another very, very developing, very strongly developing energy grid. Maybe they want to take huge portions of it and they want to apply this so they don't have to worry about consecutive fuel sourcing. What if we did massive manufacturing there? They can then supply to all around that region and domestically. Perhaps we want to create a bunch of factories in various parts of Africa to supply up toward Europe and all across these developing countries. Perhaps we want to put them all over America to sell to the Canadian markets, to sell to the US and all of Latin America. Or perhaps we want to do it all. This literally is a hyper-scalable, limitless technology that is sitting right in front of you. And I'm going to tell you the only reason I'm telling it to you guys, the only reason I'm using blockchain is because the thought of me going to certain people and saying, hey, you want to invest in this project? I'm pretty sure that there are large portions of people out there who do not want this to exist. They do not want this on the market. They're more likely to buy it or to, say, twist certain laws to ensure that it doesn't exist. Well, cool thing about the democratization, pardon the terminology, of blockchain is that if we can apply that same strategy to energy, we can ensure that no one can stop it. That's the truth of it. This is a humanist idea, that there are certain truths, no matter who you are or where you are, that should not be denied. Energy is one of them. Food is one of them. Clean water is one of them. Your income, your geographic placement in this planet should not be contingent on whether you starve to death. I don't think that's good enough in this century. This right now gives us a one more fighting chance to obtain that which many humanists and many people who believe in the same thing as I believe are striving for, and that is trying to obtain type 1 civilization status. The idea that the basic resources of every human being on this planet are met, So using strategies, using capitalism for good, we can obtain that. Using this and combining it with existing technologies, we can achieve this. We really can. That's what's so cool about it. This is not contingent on some rare element that may be affected by one kink in the supply chain. This can be manufactured virtually anywhere. It can be applied virtually anywhere. And it can help virtually anyone. That's what's so cool about it. It's that simple. And yet it's that expansive. So I talked about at the very beginning of this, I introduced myself and said that I'm officially drawing a bullseye on my forehead. I think you know why now. There's a lot of people, like I said, who do not want this to exist. They're going to want to stop this. But using the technologies that we've created to advance and create new technologies, that's what we believe in. That's what humanists strive for. That there are some truths that transcend some people's pocketbooks. There are some things that transcend time that just need to be dealt with. There's some undeniable realities that need to be embraced. So I would like to simply say this in closing to everyone out here who's still watching this. I really don't care who you are. I don't. I don't care where you're from. I don't care your geographic location. I don't care what melanin count you have. I don't care what gender you are, what gender you identify as. I don't care who you choose to love as long as it's in the realm of consent. I don't care who you vote for. I don't care who you pray to. I only care that you're a human being. And there are certain truths that transcend borders, that transcend belief. So to everyone out there who's watching this video, I want you to know from one human being to another, I truly hope you have a great day and a fantastic night. Thank you so much for watching.